Pranam, dear souls, wise souls, dedicated souls, devoted souls, perfect beings of light, perfect understanding, perfect wisdom, perfect joy, perfect love, perfect peace. What if we just said really, really, really positive things to ourselves all day long? You might like it so much that you decide that you're going to do that all lifelong. In fact, you're going to then realize that it's not you doing it at all. You've suddenly surrendered the mind and asked God to, well, you just handed it back over. You handed it in, traded it. Lord, I'm going to give you this human brain. I mean, the human side of my brain. And I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to want a replacement of totally the divine brain, please, today. God will listen to your even smallest requests, my dears, and especially if it's requests that get closer to Him. The whole purpose of the game. And this idea of getting to know yourself as soul is so important, because really, why would we want to know ourselves as soul? Because then we had made the effort to let God know that we are in unconditionally for the long haul, short haul, every little detail along the way, whatever it takes to become one with Him. So we do that with our soul first, and then we have the gift of gifts. You know, if the devil wants your soul so bad, just know God wants it even more. Even more bad. We should say even more good. God wants your soul. The greatest gift you can offer to God is your soul. That's all of you. That's your whole essence, right? So that's the kind of morning we have in store. So just close your eyes for a moment. Maybe receive a big breath and exhale out a long sigh. Letting go of anything that is on your mind. Opening your heart to be filled to the brim, to overflow today with the divine presence that's with us now and always, and to rest. Retire and rest in the unmanifest. Relax and retire. R and R. Rest and retire so that we can receive. Just receive. Just receive. Open yourself to receive. And that first spark, that first little hit that you get is that still small voice of God's presence within you, saying, my dear, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Thank you for opening up the door of your heart so I can rush in and we can be connected. We can be unionized. We can be forever together. And we can merge in that great oneness that we are always a part of. And we know that this is so. All in peace. Amen. And it's so nice to have Rook with us. It's so nice to have Bob, aka Bob Ananda, with us. And a little birdie told me yesterday, Bob Ananda, congratulations, it's your 30th anniversary of being sober. And that is quite an achievement, my friend. And that is going to help. I know it helps, gives you even more impetus that we now go sober, S-O-U-L-B-E-R. That is the greatest That is the greatest overcoming of our limitations, isn't it? To have the eternity of sobriety, which is just right here as the sole reality. It's really a game of what's real and what isn't. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to make up your mind to be real for you. Because whatever you put your mind on will take your mind. So if it's a little restless, if it's a little fatigued, if it's a little foggy, just know that you're concentrating on those things that are exactly what I just mentioned, okay? So I'm going to start this morning before we get back into the, self-creating this golden age within us and not waiting any longer. Or waiting for something outward to happen, or circumstance, or the world to shift, or people to change, whatever. We're not going to wait. We're going to create that Satya Yuga, that golden age of divine consciousness, of oneness with God, conscious contact with God, constant oneness with all hearts, constant awareness of the beauty, the glory. And it's all this loving presence, and we have zilcho to do with it. That's why it's the golden age. So we're going to create that. We call this Intuit, the golden age. That's the name of Cycles of Cosmic Creation, part 3 today. We're going to call it Intuit, the golden age within yourself. Got to use the intuition, all right? But I want to begin with 2 readings from Jesus Calling, which, if we had no other information, let's say our computer just goes out and we lost all our files. We don't remember a thing, right? And you get to fill it up with some truth right now. I'm telling you, these 2 readings from Jesus Calling could take care of it for us. And that's just 2 readings from the book Jesus Calling. How many opportunities do we have? How many millions and billions and times have we heard truth? What can make the difference this morning of hearing some more truth and having it stick? That's what if you have a prayer to send up to the divine, if you could ask for anything, maybe it's that. Lord, I need you. I need to experience you. I need to be merged with you. I need to know that you are operating me, that we are one. And as I get closer to you, I can let go more of the human part of me. But whatever it takes, Lord, I just want to be close to you right now. Okay, so maybe that's the prayer that you're uttering up, or something similar, so that now we can actually listen to these 2 readings and feel what it's like to hear wisdom and have it absorb. It's like you're just absolutely open to, very absorbent this morning. That you're so receptive is the word, so willing to receive the truth, and then to just feel it come into your heart, to get sparked up from that receptivity of yours, so that it can be a long-lasting time release, man. Till the end of time. Oh, I need a little release from my soul's time release of this loving presence with me right now. And bang, there it is, all the time with you. That loving presence all the time with you. So let's start with the one, I think it was 2 days ago in Jesus Calling, but it could have been a day or more longer than that. And this one starts by saying, learn to live above your circumstances. Do you get the tie in? So I said, when I started talking about Intuit, the golden age, Does it sound familiar to intuit an age that isn't existing on the outside where you are right now in this world at all? Very won't discover it on the outside. So how do you going to discover it? How are you going to intuit and be the change, baby? Be the golden age. Be the high consciousness. Be the soul consciousness. In other words, be God. Be your godlike self, right? Unless we are able to create in our mind a whole new ancient truth paradigm. Only that will lift us out from our circumstances. So learn to live above your circumstances. The first line. This requires focused time with me. And you all know we're talking quality time with the divine. It's much better than you sitting down and doing a ritual kind of meditation, but you're thinking about whatever. Just go deep, quick. Last breath. Lord, I've built up this energy for you. I've saved the best for you, and here it is. And I'm open to receive because you're always pouring in the best to me, always pouring in the best to me. Let's just, you pour, Lord, I'll receive, and then I'm going to pour and you receive. How's that? And once I can do it with you, my imaginary, intuitive, imaginary divine friend and lover and bestie and guru and teacher and all of that, then I can do it with also. And I never have to even mention it. It just will be the true operating procedure of me, my soul, merged with you. Because my soul, when it's awakened, it's going to want sweet communion with you. And that sweet communion, soul to spirit, is the name of the game, all right? So learn to live above your circumstances. This requires focused time with me, the one who overcame the world. Trouble and distress. Now here's what I need everyone to understand today and to really just make sure this is a deep conviction, a non-negotiable, that you don't have to hear it anymore. You're going to absolutely do what it takes that you avoid this pitfall right here. Trouble and distress are woven into the very fabric of this perishing world. Troubles, distress, perishing world. Now you're going to try to make a home here. You're going to spend all your energy on the outer effects, the so-called products of the 3D, HD, heavy delusion world. Maybe it's time that we say, no longer, Lord. My consciousness is with you, moment by moment, breath by breath, day by day. That's all I know. Because trouble and distress are woven into the very fabric of this perishing world. Well, what do I do then? How do I rise above my circumstances? Your soul is telling you right now. Masters are telling you right now. Truth is telling you right now. Only my life in you, only this God within us can empower you to face this endless flow. Oh, is there going to be a time where there's no problems in my life? No. It's an endless flow of problems in this trouble and distressing and perishing world. It's ever flowing into you. Endless flow of problems. But only your life, Lord, in me, and my awareness of your life in me. Every breath, every moment, every day, right? Can empower me to face this endless flow of problems with good cheer. There's that good cheer again. There's that joy factor again. No matter what's going on as a circumstance, right? But it's getting closer and closer and closer that you are consciously aware of the divine loving presence with you right now. As you sit quietly in my presence. So what is God asking of us? Sit quietly. Sit. Stay. Sit quietly. Stay with me a while. In my presence, I shine peace into your troubled mind and heart. You just sit, stay, be with me, and I will shine peace into your troubled mind and heart. You see why I say you don't need any more information than what we're talking about right now. You really don't. That's an addiction that we wish that we had 30 years of soul variety on. Is that we're able to maintain our conscious awareness of you, Lord. But you know, how often we say, man, what a week I had, you know, what a day I had. But you don't know what a chronic condition that had. In other words, you make an excuse why you couldn't be in quality, just you and me, Lord, moments today with the divine presence, right? So he can shine peace into your troubled mind and heart. Little by little, you are freed from earthly shackles and lifted up above your circumstances. Just be quiet, sit, stay. Open your heart. Be with me. Give me your heart. Be with me. I am with you. You gain my perspective on your life, establishing you, enabling you. We gain then the divine perspective, which enables us to distinguish between what is important and what is not, because that's the problem, right? We know what's important. We've heard what is important and what isn't, but we haven't made the divide yet. We haven't said neti neti to that which is not important. And yes, yes, Lord, yes. Right now, right here, right now, I put this truth into my routine. I put it into my practice right here, right now. And then God goes on to say, rest in my presence, receiving joy that no one can take away from you. He just wants to be with you. God wants your mind right now. Spirit wants your soul right now. When are we going to surrender? When are we going to give this? When are we going to make this energy within us, this heart within us, this life force that's within us, this little me? When are we going to make it as it's intended to express in this world and to represent in this world? When are we going to allow God to run us, be us, express through us? Because he already is, okay? So listen, I want to read you now this one. I think it was this morning's reading. Do not hesitate to receive joy from me. Don't hesitate to receive joy from me. For I bestow it on you abundantly. Joy, love, peace, happiness, health. And here we go again. The more you rest in my presence, the more freely. The more you just sit still and shut up and know that God is with you now, and hold your mind and heart steady on that. The more freely you're going to feel the blessings of God flow into you. In the light of my love, you are gradually transformed from glory to glory. It's not just like from human to divine. It's like from how beautiful you are, and you are an ever new beauty and ever new joy. So it's from ever new to ever new to ever new to ever new. You're transformed from glory to glory. It is through spending time with me that you realize how wide and long and high and deep is my love for you. And we can't find the time to be with him because of our absolute drunkenness and addiction, this to living in and with this outward focus. I don't care what it is. No, Vivekananda said there's no excuses at all, ever, to not have your mind enwrapped in God. Get it enwrapped in God and then do your thing, man. But you know what? You might want to let go of some of the addiction and get and go on a new, brand new soul variety effort for the next eternity, for the next yuga. Day of Brahma, night of Brahma, okay? Then he goes on to say, God, Christ, the avatar. Sometimes the real relationship I offer you seems too good to be true. I just want you to sit there. I just want you to hold my hand. I want to hold your hand. And I'm just going to pour it in. I'm just asking you to retire and receive. Retire from your human shenanigans and receive the unceasing pouring of my blessings into you. That's the message. You got it? That's the message. But we'll spend maybe lifetimes more just talking about that. I'm almost there. I mean, I know I'm there, you know, kind of, you know, the devil makes you feel like you're someone important there, you know. And so, but no, you're not there. God wants you here and now, totally his. Merged in the ecstasy of your soul with that reunion with spirit again. So sometimes the relationship I offer you seems too good to be true. I pour my very life into you. And all you have to do is receive me. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to receive. In a world characterized by working and taking, the admonition to rest and receive seems too easy. There is a close connection between receiving and believing. As you trust me more and more, you are able to receive me and my blessings abundantly. Be still and know that I am God. That's why R&R time. Retire from your human condition or rest and receive the abundance of God's presence, God's help. You know, the Heavenly Father is there for one reason, that you ask him for every detail of your life. You give him back all the broken parts of you over and over again, right? You hand over the situation before you start using your damn reason over and over again, rationalizing about it, right? He's Heavenly Father's everything, and you ask for your needs. Doesn't matter what they are. Ask and you shall receive. So if you ask your Heavenly Father to take away this addiction that we have, this outgoing force of doing and doing and doing and doing and doing in a dream delusion where nothing is, it's a dream. No, we're here to finally settle down, my dears, into the soul, because we want to offer that soul back to spirit. But how can you make a gift of your soul to spirit if you don't even know it, if you don't even have it under your control, that you're not already merged with it, you see? So that's the one for today. The two that I wanted to talk about. The first one, we probably forgot it already, is learn to live above your circumstances. So just come, be here, stay, sit, receive my joy abundantly, right? Because it's the only way that you're ever going to overcome your circumstance or rise above your circumstances, turning to me, just you and me. And then the other one is don't hesitate to receive joy from me, to retire and rest in my presence so I can give you even more blessings to flow into you and gradually transform you from glory to glory It is spending time with me that you realize how wide and long, high and deep is my love for you. How wide and long and high and deep. Wide, long, high, and deep. This omnipresent love that you live in right now. Inside, outside, everywhere. But in a world characterized by working and taking, the admonition to rest and receive seems too easy. And the more that you can trust that this is the truth, the more you'll be able to receive of my blessings abundantly. Be still and know that I am God. So let's just look at our spiritual anatomy before I get into the reading, because, if we're going to create a golden age, we need to do it with the chakras that we've been building up to, right? And that already existent powers that exist there. And we read those powers last week, and we'll go over them as we get really our model for Satya Yuga living, really, really clean and pristine. And it's a living model. It's malleable, it's changeable, it stretches to eternity. It's this magic, action, a magic, open-ended truth that gets ever new, ever new, ever new, ever new within you, kind of idea that we'll get to that. But I want to just start reading what Yogananda, we left off last week. We're still on those verses 17 to 19, I do believe. Yeah. Cycles of cosmic creation. This is part 3, and we're going to call it Intuit, the golden age. Intuit. Or go into the golden age within you. Into, not into the world, into the golden age inside my consciousness, my heart and my brain. So we ended on a sentence that said, well, if we could do 12,000 years, solar years, as we know solar years, 12,000 years without any interruption, and we're steady Eddie, 12,000 years, we get 12-minute meditation, can't even do a 12-minute meditation, right? That we would have the full spectrum, mastered the full spectrum of the consciousness from the high consciousness from the Kali Yuga and from the Dwapara Yuga, the Treta Yuga, and the golden, all at once, the highest of the high, from all those stages, that we'll be in a golden age in all those stages. Even in the Kali Yuga of that stage, we were still be in a golden age because we had awakened that consciousness that's already existing, waiting to be tapped into in our spine. The attainment of the ultimate. So Yogananda says, alas, that attainment of the ultimate man and woman through 12,000 years of unimpeded evolution is beyond the instrumentality of the ordinary mortal. And the reason why it's beyond the instrumentality of the ordinary mortal is because that ordinary mortal, you and me, we're constrained to pace ourselves with nature's forward and backward movements. You ever notice your spiritual progress is like, wow, I've been such a good boy. I did it. And all of a sudden you just have to go back, and experience the low side of you because that's what you're used to. You ever notice that? It's called the cha-cha. 2 steps, 1 step forward and 2 back. You make 1 little effort and then you get 2, you go twice the distance back. So you lose that, you lose that gain that you had. So that's the natural, what Yogananda says, the nature's forward and backward movements. 1 step forward and 2 back. Progress along with retreats occasioned. This isn't the retreat we're talking about. Retreats occasioned by the onslaughts of delusion. So you go 2 steps back, then there comes an onslaught of delusion. And what's delusion? anything that isn't the truth. Oh, but no, but it's just that. You see why we have to be sober now? It's sobriety, conscious, soul conscious. And then all we're doing is merging that with the infinite spirit bliss. That's all we're doing. Lord, here's my soul. I give you my mind. I give you my heart. I give you my body. And what operates me is totally you. This personality is yours, and then I tweak it any way I want, but it doesn't matter what it is anymore. I just want your expression to be 100% flowing through me. So there's retreats occasioned by the onslaughts of delusion and its interruptions of death and rebirth. So we're on page 736. This is chapter 8, kids, those 17 to 19 verses in chapter 8. God talks to Arjuna. So we got the interruptions of death and rebirth too. That's the big interruption, isn't it? Because you don't know when you're going to go. You don't know where you're going. You don't know how long you're going to stay there. You don't know where you're going to be. And then you come back as a little baby and you really don't know anything. You know what I mean? That's an interruption. You have a chance, my dear, to be uninterruptedly in divine union with God in this lifetime. That your heart and that beloved is united in a conscious, ever increasing, ever new love affair. You have that opportunity to stop this madness. It's not the March Madness if you're watching college basketball. It's the delusion madness. But to assure man's ultimate return, though, to his true self, the Lord has built into man's being and his cosmic environment the evolutionary cycles that by divine degree push him forward toward the fulfillment of his sublime destiny. Yeah, but 1,000,000 disease-free, unimpeded years to get free, man. And then you have to add all of those, what the one step forward, two steps back, and then the occasional onslaughts of delusion, and then the births and the deaths and whatever else can come up, right? So good luck with that natural way to go about it, to push us forward toward fulfillment of our sublime destiny. Without error, against the natural laws that govern body and mind, it is said about 1,000,000, there it is, solar years of evolution are necessary for a human to attain self-realization. Mortal man. Boy, this is so hard for a human to even care about, isn't it? And then as you are an awakening human, well, when we have our human days, then we go, oh man, I need a break from just, telling me that I got all this work to do. 1,000,000 years of disease-free, perfect living, and I'll be realized, right? When I know that I can't even meditate for maybe half of the 12 minutes with uninterrupted devotion, uninterrupted just receiving in the presence, right? And giving my all. Maybe it's a bet. Maybe you guys are rocking it, I'm just saying this delusion is mighty. It is mighty and it is thick. And even God shudders at the very thought of it, Yogananda said, of the delusion he created. He just, my poor children, but that means I'm going to be there for them like unbelievable. I'm going to be there for them. They just don't know it. And that's going to make it even, more interesting, because I made the delusion so that they can't even grok what we're talking about, that I'm with them always, right? Poor babies, poor babies. So mortal man, inevitably error prone, must face a multiple of these evolutionary years. All right, Yogananda says it just matter of factly. The lackadaisical being who dallies, dilly-dally. The lackadaisical being who dallies. Now, the number one thing of a monkey mind that is just jumping here and there and still interested in, like the Academy Awards. Yeah, I sat down with Trish and watched it, but there's one thing after the other that the mind just jumps, right? and it gets a little lackadaisical, and it's just like, it's all right to have a little break from every, relax a little bit. Yeah, it's how many thousands and thousands of lifetimes and return trips have you been here for? At some point, we're the break, my dears. We don't know what we're missing in God's joy and happiness and peace, for heaven's sakes. Right? So if you could taste for a second one little bit of God's joy and his infinite love, high and deep and long and wide, right? You'd go, oh God, nothing compares to this. Yogananda said, nothing in the 3D land, 5D land, whatever are the dimensions and the causal universes and all that kind of stuff, astral body, astral universe, and the physical universe, nothing is ever going to satisfy you but the ever new joy of God. Put that in your pipe, that once you smoke, take one hit of it, it stays forever in your consciousness. The only thing that will satisfy you is God. And the moment we take our attention off, you go back into that icky kind of feeling. And you all know what I'm talking about. And then we've gotten good at masking the guilt, right? And the shame that comes from that. We're all in the same boat here. But we don't have to be in that boat. We rise above that boat where most people are still on. We rise above that. This is what we're all about right now. This is what truth is all about, ever, is to teach us that here and now is the only moment that is real, and is the most impactful moment for you, because if you don't take care of this moment, you have taken more than 2 steps back, my dear. You take care of this moment and you may be taking 5 steps extra that you didn't know you were going to take into the golden age, into the light. The lackadaisical being who dallies in his physical or astral evolution, or perhaps desires to remain for aeons in a nearly perfect causal world. Maybe you're highly advanced, but it's just too incredible in the causal world that you want to get a little dilly-dally and lackadaisical there. Enjoying in blissful perception the participation, the awesome magnitude of the wonders of the Lord's creation, will at the approach of the night of Brahma enter a state of partial or temporary dissolution, a cosmic nighttime of rest in spirit. Cool, right? And that's what we say now, man. This is too much for me, Lord. It's too much for me. So we just, and every time we kind of give in to that, who's influencing you? Who influences you the most? Who is it? Which has got your ear? Which has got your attention almost every time? Well, we'd love to say God, right? We'd love to say the master's wisdom, right? We'd love to say this intuition that can only come when you rise above body consciousness. The intuition that makes sense to all of that we're talking. We have to be above the circumstances. I got a whole section on that. We're building to that. The intuition that it's going to take for us to be able to be golden agers right here and now. Walking, talking, looking like a human, different ages, whatever, different traumas and dramas going on, but in our consciousness, we are epically in joy. Never knew. So except for a few liberated men and women, the same multitude of beings are reborn many times during a day of Brahma. They rest without further incarnation during the night of cosmic dissolution. But with the coming of the day or cycle of cosmic creative manifestation, here's another day of Brahma, again they start a round of karmically compulsory journeys in physical, astral, and causal encasements. And this is what I like here. Bang, coming up. page 737. This is us. This is Soul Rebel. Perfect definition. For those who reject the indignity of mortal encumbrances. Go Soul Rebels. Go Soul Rebel. Oh, Vinny, I just saw your comment. What page? Yeah, we're on page 737 now. For those who reject the indignity of mortal encumbrances on their immortality, on their happiness, on their joy, on their feeling love finally, where is their love, Lord? In this world, Mother, no one can love me. In this world, they don't know how to love me. Where is their truly loving me? Where is their purely loving love? There my soul longs to be. But in this world, Mother, no one can love me. Where is my lover? Right? When it's saying, where am I? Am I home? Who is speaking to me? Who is making my choices? Who? You gotta nail that one. And we're gonna say that it's gonna be the consciousnesses in these chakras are gonna influence you. I have Babaji as the gatekeeper from Medulla Oblongata. Either the mana sense mind is there, they're still battling there, or the buddhi mind. And that manas mind, the sense mind, the restless mind is keeping the gate closed for the most part, so you can't even get the energy. That's why you're down and out. So I got Babaji there as the gatekeeper. So I'm checking in with my thoughts now. I'm saying, Babaji, is this coming from you? I only want it to come from you now. So I usually get the response is it just cleared it. That's not from Babaji. That one is easy to figure out. But if it's something that just kind of hits you deeper, maybe it will take a little more effort. Maybe go against the grain of something that is very human to do. Then that's probably from Babaji. That's probably the truth. Or maybe it's just something that makes you feel just light, gives you energy, and it makes you happy. That's from Babaji too. For those who reject the indignity and moral consciousness on their immortality, seek early liberation with the free choice to select. The free choice to select. With Babaji as your gatekeeper, you're going to have free choice, really free choice, rather than a habit choice, a lower frequency choice, an ego choice. To select a dwelling in the physical astral causal form or in formless, blissful infinity, the Lord sends his avatars to show the way to hasten the salvation then. So once we get that free choice going to really select high wisdom, man, high wisdom, formless, blissful infinity, right? This sweet union of my soul with the infinite spirit bliss ongoing, right? High consciousness. The Lord will send. So when you get these urges now for, I'm going for it, bang, God sends you an avatar. Bang, he sends you the right coach. Perfect. Here come the troops. Here comes the soul soldiers. It all just comes, boom. And look at us. We're studying the Bhagavad Gita with Yogananda's translation. Yeah. Okay. Congratulations, Bobs. Good job. Excellent. Let's get sober now, okay? Let's have soul consciousness now. Good job with this sobriety. Beautiful. So here come the gurus. Here come the avatars. By Kriya Yoga, in which consciousness and life energy, prana, are circulated up and down the spine, around the spinal centers, equaling the effect of the sun's passage through the signs of the zodiac. One such revolution in a period of 1/2 minute or 1/2 to 1 minute produces 1 year evolution. This is all in Yogananda's teachings. And it's right here in the Gita. he goes in depth when you sign up to take that Kriya Yoga after having studied his earlier techniques and lessons and truths. The adept Kriya Yogi in deep states of meditation and samadhi can increasingly multiply this evolutionary effect of each Kriya. The sincere Kriya Yogi, according to the degree of his past life spiritual attainments and present merit, may achieve liberation in 3, 6, 12, 24, 48 years, or in only one or a few additional incarnations. Only your hairdresser, only God, your soul knows for sure. And once you get the right voice speaking to you, he knows. And then you, as one who had been completely fooled and deluded, will get it too, because you won't be fooled and deluded anymore. Where we stand in all this. And it probably is just this wise adage. Only this present moment is real. Become a master of this moment of your life. Do little things with great love. Over and over and over again. Through the Lord's outwardly expressive principle, vibratory Om, the Lord's, not the delusions, negative vibrations, but through the Lord's outwardly expressive principle, vibratory Om, God is perpetually floating dream beings on waves of creation. Perpetually floating dream beings on the waves of creation. You and me are a dream being of his. We exist in his consciousness. That's why we got to leave ours alone, because our consciousness is just, it's all about me. It's all the illusion. It's all about these outer things that make life really, really, really hard and people to suffer greatly. But really, we're just perpetually floating dream beings on the waves of creation, preservation, and dissolution. Though the cosmic dreams of the divine are eternal processes, the 3 gunas is an eternal process as far as the outward universes go. But when God absorbs them, then they don't exist, right? Well, as long as there's days and nights of Brahma, they exist. These are eternal. These cosmic dreams of the divine are eternal processes. Whether he's dreaming a duality delusion universe, or he's dreaming the Satya Yuga consciousness. Man is not eternally bound to those, though. We're not eternally bound to anything except the one. By Kriya Yoga meditation and divine grace, the God communion and its concomitant spiritual awakening can be immutably established in daily life. By Kriya Yoga, good convolutions. That energy up and down the spine comes up through the medulla to the spiritual eye, comes back through the medulla, down the chakras, down the spinal, the astral spine. And divine grace, you're sincere in your effort, here comes the grace. Every time you make a sincere effort and you're sincere, and God can see it in your heart, you get graced. You get probably some brownie points for doing it just maybe out of fear, or you feel so damn guilty that you got to do something, right? You probably get a few brownie points, but not near what you could get if you do it out of love and out of sincerity and out of commitment and unconditionality. So by meditation, divine grace, God communion, and its concomitant spiritual awakening can be immutably established in daily life. That's why we're talking. Bring on the golden age. Let's go. Bring it. Bring it. Let's be it. Let's be the change we want to see in this world, right? The advanced Kriya Yogi learns by ecstasy to shut off the delusion imposed dream of this world. You know, just like Only by God's help can we rise above circumstances, and certainly only by his help are we going to shut off the delusion imposed dream of this world and of the body and be able to substitute this is what I love, a self-created dream world and dream existence in which we can interact with the Lord's cosmic dream, playing any part without the fearsome coercions and entanglements of delusion. See, there's the intuiting the world that you want to be living on the inside, intuiting this supernatural, God-given, just like spirit, the same image, same exact thing. In fact, spirit is you right now. So he's the only one that can pull this off. So your manhood and your womanhood and whatever else you want to think that you are needs to be completely surrendered to this highest cause. If we want to be able to escape some revolutions again around this mortal sun, right? So the advanced Kriya Yogi learns by ecstasy. So it's only going to be, in this case, and God's help is going to come as ecstasy to shut off the delusion imposed dream of this world and our bodies, and to substitute through your intuitive imagination, my dears, a self-created dream world. Well, that's what we're doing in our consciousness. We are, remember, we're cosmic beings. So you're not just thinking of yourself here, you're thinking of your cosmic self as everything, everywhere, omniscient, omnipotent. You know, you're a we at this point. And we're going to dream up what it's like to have, you know, this dream of a we where we are all affected, we are all interrelated, we are all experiencing the same divine frequencies at the same time, being united in such joy and bliss, harmony and love, peace and understanding. And we interact with the Lord's divine plan, his cosmic plan, playing any part without the fearsome coercions and entanglements of delusion. By the power of concentration, the Kriya Yogi dismisses dismissed unwanted thoughts, dismissed sensual appetites, dismiss resentments, dismiss pity, dismiss by the power of concentration on, wow, I'm just experiencing such a light show here at my spiritual eye, you know. You get in that state and you just go, I don't know, please leave me alone. Something that maybe had made your life miserable for a lifetime, leave me alone. He dismisses it. Dismissed. The Kriya Yogi dismisses from his and her consciousness the cosmic dream world. Just a dream. Look, you don't hardly remember yesterday, right? All the things that were influencing your emotions, influencing your thoughts, and influencing your behaviors, and influencing your state of health. It's a whole new day. Just like what's real, you know? I can't even remember anymore what happened yesterday. So we want to be able to drop. There it is again. My favorite drop-in thoughts from Yogananda. Turn your attention away from the body and outer perceptions. Forget the body. Forget the earth. Forget the sky. Forget the sun, the moon, the stars. Forget everything. Forget the bones. Forget the flesh and thoughts and feelings, and forget all lesser perceptions that you may concentrate on and feel only one goal of perception, the perception of the vastness that lies within you. Feel that only the vastness of spirit exists. Repeat, I am infinite. I am infinite. I am infinite. I am beyond body, thought, and utterance, beyond all matter and mind. I am spaceless. I am timeless. I am eternal, infinite blessedness. You got so many beautiful quotes. You got so many teachings. You got so many binders of notes, and we build this new consciousness within ourselves. These are like pillars, these pillars of truth that we have chosen. Yes, that is a pillar of truth, non-negotiable, eternal. That's where I put my whole being. I only have time for you, Lord. I only have time for you, beloved, in this principle, following this principle. That's what we're building here. We're building these huge, anchored in the divine consciousness, blessed by the masters, protected by divine mother, the divine mother bear, so that we can, establish a kingdom of higher age consciousness in this life. God doesn't want to say, well, let's plan and strategize because this doesn't look like you're going to cut it this time. And we'll talk about it later. No, he's saying, yes, we can do this. You're born for this. So we dismiss the consciousness of the cosmic dream world and this dream body and its subconscious dream, and we reach the awakened dreamless state of ecstasy. So you dismiss, baby, dismiss, 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 netty, netty, not this, not that, dismiss, 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 because of why? You want to live in the dreamless state of ecstasy, man. Just like that sweet union and ongoing bliss with spirit, soul and spirit, or just I am the soul. I am, beyond all body, mind, and thought. And utterance, beyond matter and mind. I am spaceless. I am timeless. I'm eternal, infinite blessedness, right? And you just, I am, and I am. Dismiss, dismiss. In the blessedness of divine communion between soul and spirit. There it is. The blessedness of divine. Don't forget the goal. That's it. The goal is the divine communion between soul and spirit. That's the goal. The blessedness of divine communion between soul. That advanced yogi, Kriya Yogi, realizes his causal body as a concentrated matrix of God's thoughts, and that his astral and physical bodies are the subtle and gross dream manifestations of these ideations. Matrix of God's thoughts, and that even his astral and physical bodies are just subtle. The subtle is the astral body of light and energy. Ideations from the realization of the matrix of God's thoughts, and the gross dream manifestation of those ideations is the physical body. By continuous ecstasy throughout life. Joy, joy. I'm going to pour joy into you in your worst. I am pouring joy. What a paradox this is. God is pouring joy into it in your worst, most depressed, anxious, horrible state of mind. God's pouring joy. Yes, compassion. Yes, mercy. Yes, divine love. Pouring. And he's just saying, drop, dismiss all that. Dismiss it. Drop it. Forget it. Right? I am eternal, blessed, infinite, eternal, infinite blessedness. In the blessedness of divine communion between soul and spirit, we realize our causal body is concentrated matrix of God's thoughts, and his astral and physical bodies are the subtle and gross dream manifestations of these ideations. By continuous ecstasy throughout life, he transcends the circumscriptions of the body-bound ego. Only if you can be continuously ecstatic throughout life, which your soul already is, get to know your soul ASAP. As soon as possible, please. You transcend the circumscriptions of body-bound ego and live solely as the immaculate self. Just being my immaculate self, your immaculate self, everyone's immaculate self. That's part of my golden age right there. The pure image of God incarnate, able to receive and express through the astral or physical body dreams, or to dissolve them at will. Liberated being. Okay? So this was more or less a setup for building our ideal consciousness that we want to have from crown all the way down to the root. I think we'll start there next week. We'll just start right on that new soul strategy of beginning with the end in mind, living the golden age within each of us, the best of our ability. But what is it, and how can we so hone and get clear on those principles that have such powerful consciousness, this powerful of no in the first chakra, this power of yes, and the second, this power of Arjuna's absolute mastery, this ideal Kshatriya warrior in tune with Krishna, winning battle after battle after battle, love blasting. And this beautiful heart love, this divine lover that just said, receive me, just come here, come here. Okay, breathe out. Now receive my love. And let me have some of your love. God just goes into a state of ecstasy. And then he pours it into you. You receive. And then you go into ecstasy as you pour your love back into God. And there it is. There's eternity. Let's begin heaven, Lord. Just you and I. As you love me, I love you too. So loving all the time. Then we hit the peace, the blessed peace that surpasseth all understanding. Deep peace, deep peace. Back with the love blasting at your third chakra, and the deep peace at your cervical leaves the heart. This beautiful bridal chamber for infinite love, giving and receiving, untouched. Got all this peace now to enter into the Om, radiant health, fountain of youth energy. Om. And you got old Babaji just handing you these God-drenched wisdom thoughts to just, here, take this one. Thank you, Babaji. But you got to go to him, right? You got to make sure it's Babaji. Right? And then we come up, and then there's the blazing light of Christ, who's with us always as the light. Just that beautiful relationship we have with this embodied incarnate in this creation, love in every atom, unconditional love of the Christ consciousness, right? Then we come up to the Father joy, and whatever we ask him, he gives us, and more is pouring into us. And so we're just busy, there's this smoldering joy, just off puffed by our meditation, just more and more joy. Lord, I can hardly take it. And then samadhi bliss, that spirit soul reunion with spirit. So there's our solid rock principles in a nutshell that exist within you today. You're curious? Go inside. Get to know yourself, my dear. You are worth knowing. You are worth knowing. We've got to taste. We've got to taste of what we are made of, really. We've got to taste the truth. We've got to feel that love. We've got to see the light, meaning I understand why I'm going through this kind of thing. Okay. So we'll actually finish those 17 to 19 verses next week, but in the readings, it's just a few paragraphs. But in our building of the solid pillars of the Satya Yuga consciousness and this new dream, where it is that Satya Yuga consciousness, right? And it's going to take intuition. And so we're going to dive into intuition next week. All right. Does that sound good? All right. Let me just sign off or end this, and then I'll say hi to all of you after I turn off the video. So blessings, blessings, dear souls, all souls on the planet, calling all souls. SOS, Spirit, oh Spirit, help us. Spirit, oh Spirit, help us. Spirit, oh Spirit, help us. And help me to help myself so that I can shine brighter, love more, forgive all the time, and be in divine love with you, my Lord. Unbroken union. Thank you for this grace. Thank you for this amazing, once in lifetimes opportunity to get closer and closer to you. And so it is. Amen.